Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight on our news, the Prime Minister addresses major problems at Princess Margaret Hospital.
Outrage over a lack of air conditioning in some of the Princess Margaret Hospital's operating rooms. That story straight ahead.
Work at the post office comes to a standstill. Find out why straight ahead.
Plus, a tour of the multi-billion-dollar Bahamar resort site. Welcome to our news and thanks for joining us. I'm Christina McNeil. Topping news tonight, Prime Minister Perry Christie is blaming a malfunctioning air conditioning system at Princess Margaret Hospital on frequent power outages on New Providence, revealing that steps have been taken to address the matter. Christie, who addressed the issue while speaking at an event on Grand Bahama, also fired back at opposition leader Dr. Hubert Minnis, who called the situation deplorable. Vonique Toot reports.
Faced with scathing criticism over malfunctioning air conditioning units, which led to canceled operations and crowding at Princess Margaret Hospital, Prime Minister Christie addressed the issue today during a contract signing on Grand Bahama. Christie says some operating rooms have been without AC for 2 weeks due to frequent power outages on New Providence. The result has been overcrowding on some wards and numerous people being turned away.
This is a new facility. Why would this $100 million enterprise all of a sudden fail? Well, I'm advised that there were power outages in New Providence. Sarah McDonald, you should understand this. And that when the power is reconnected, there are powerful surges that knocked out the compressors.
Christie says he has been advised that 2 units are running and 4 are down. However, the necessary equipment has been ordered and the problem should be rectified within days.
We've ordered new compressors. They should arrive in the Bahamas Wednesday or Thursday, but by the end of the week. And those who run the Public Hospital Authority had the good sense this time to do 2 things. Order a surplus number of compressors, and importantly, put in surge protectors.
However, he questioned why surge protectors were not installed in the $100 million critical care block in the first place. Christie says while he has been advised that poor weather conditions hampered efforts to put in place a temporary solution, government must ultimately take responsibility for this issue because it owns Bahamas Power and Light, which has been heavily criticized for frequent blackouts.
Yes, there were weather implications, and yes, you were hampered from going out there to see what you could do on a temporary basis. But fundamentally, we own the power station. Not Ms. McDonald. Therefore, ultimately, and to a very bare logical conclusion, notwithstanding management agreements, we have to bear responsibility for that.
However, the Prime Minister clapped back at opposition leader Dr. Hubert Minnis, who said he was appalled by the situation at PMH.
And the former Minister of Health and current leader of the opposition should be very careful.
However, Christie says government would never jeopardize the public's health by rushing through construction or compromising the quality of care.
But the minister should know that when we won the elections and he demitted office as Minister of Health, he left the maternity ward in a state that was not fit for people to go in and have babies.
Christie says now that $100 million has been spent on the critical care block, government is stuck with PMH and will resort to making upgrades to that facility. He insisted that while healthcare has improved significantly over the years, it is always a work in progress. Reporting for our News, I'm Voinik Toot.
Well, opposition leader Dr. Hubert Minnis also addressing issues with PMH today, saying he is appalled by the situation. Dana Smith reports.
The opposition leader called on the government to immediately fix the problem, calling the lack of air conditioning at the Princess Margaret Hospital deplorable and unacceptable. The situation has brought the facility to its knees, according to some hospital staff, forcing the postponement of surgeries and the referral of patients to the privately run doctor's hospital. Minnis said patients, nurses, and doctors are up in arms.
As a former minister, I am very concerned. I'm upset. I'm disturbed because these are individuals who need their surgical procedure done.
Noted surgeon Dr. Dwayne Sand said he was forced to cancel all his surgeries last Thursday. Other doctors who did not want to be identified said the inability to carry out many operations led to overcrowding on some wards and numerous people being unable to be admitted at all. Minnis said it seems to him the Christie administration is ignoring the pleas of patients and doctors.
I think this government has a track record of ignoring the Bahamian populace. So that's nothing new. They ignored us with the referendum. They ignored us with many things. The records are there. They have zero respect for the Bahamian. But I guess if some foreigner came and told them that this is what should be done, they'd probably jump and do it.
Minnis told our news team silence is not leadership and ignoring a problem won't make it go away.
If you care, then you would have it repaired if you cared. But this government has not demonstrated that they care about the Bahamian populace.
Reporting for our News, I'm Dana Smith.
Well, construction on the multi-billion-dollar Bahamar project has resumed and will be completed in time for the resort to open in March 2017. That's according to Prime Minister Perry Christie, who along with Tourism Minister Obi Wilshcombe and Attorney General Allison Maynard Gibson toured the resort today. Moments after the tour, Christie said he was impressed by what he saw inside and is confident construction will be completed in time.
Every effort being made to ensure the phased opening of the casino hotel, the convention center and hotel, and the golf course before the end of the coming winter season.
Today's tour comes a month after Christie announced a deal has been reached between the government and Exim Bank of China. Under the terms of the agreement, Bahamian contractors still owed money will receive a significant portion, if not all, of their claims, while thousands of former Bahamar employees will receive outstanding amounts due to them, he said. According to the PM, construction has commenced and China Construction is in the process of resolving outstanding amounts owed to its suppliers and contractors. Christie says it is expected the name of the purchaser would be announced shortly.
The group is moving expeditiously to complete their negotiations with the Exim Bank and to meet the due diligence requirements of the government.
Meantime, payments for Bahamar employees are expected to commence tomorrow. Well, employees at the main post office on East Hill Street just can't seem to catch a break. Last week, they were forced out of the building because of flooding. On several occasions, they've complained about the mold and falling ceilings, and today they were sent home early due to a malfunctioning air conditioning system. Our Jasmine Brown has the story. Jasmine?
That's right, Christina. Workers here at the post office insist morale is at an all-time low as they say yet another issue forced them out of the building this morning. Dozens of frustrated workers stood outside the building around 9 this morning, insisting they simply could not work in such hot and deplorable conditions. Postal worker Curtis Astwood described the situation as unbearable.
It is ridiculous. For me to come in this kind of environment and work, that is really unacceptable.
It's not the first time workers have been sent home early. Earlier this month, the Bahamas Public Service Union threatened to shut down every post office in government if they did not relocate workers following severe flooding, which damaged several packages and caused parts of the ceiling to collapse. Union shop steward Curtis Hanna says employees are simply fed up.
every day is a different problem here at this post office. Every day the air conditioning down, the day the water down, whatever. It's a problem every day. The morale is very low. I mean, the condition here is very, very bad, and the staff, they really don't want to work in this kind of condition. They want to work, but not under this condition.
Public Service Minister Shane Gibson told our news there was a power outage over the weekend and the air conditioning system had to be manually started this morning. As for efforts to relocate workers, Gibson said government is expected to sign a contract this week with a private partner for the new post office facility on the Tawnig-Williams-Darling Highway. Gibson added that renovations on the building will start this week to give workers some immediate relief. BPSU President John Pinder said regardless of what happens with that new site, he wants workers out of the current building by November 1st.
They keep putting a band-aid on, needs a major surgery. And that's not going to work. The bleeding continues, even though they put a band-aid on it. They have internal bleeding. All right? That's the state of this building now. You can see it's falling now. It's even a hazard to the general public.
Now, Pinder insists the government will have to meet that November 1st deadline or they'll have to face the consequences. Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown. Back to you, Christina.
Thanks, Jasmine. Well, it got a few degrees hotter today as the Miami Heat touched down on New Providence. The Miami team is here for its week-long training camp, which will be held at the Atlantis Resort. This is the second time the Miami Heat has made the Bahamas its home for training camp. The Ministry of Tourism today welcomed the National Basketball Association team in grand style as part of the MOT's multi-year partnership with the team. And our news will be there to give you the inside scoop on what your favorite players are looking forward to this season. Still to come on our news, another call for the resignation of the Attorney General over the Sandals Nolle Prosequi. Plus, the Bahamas National Council for Disability needs new wheels. How you can help when we return on our news.